So I wanted to show everybody my gaming room and what I've done to it in this past year before doing a full game room tour. Right now this is just showing my old setups when I wasn't really taking it too serious. I started off with just looking for some inspiration. Went to IKEA, went to Home Depot, places like that. And, to take everything out of the room, which I had quite a bit of stuff in that room. It was pretty jam-packed. So that's just the computer desk there. That's where I would keep my computer, was in that corner. This is the wall of Funkos and everything else that I would collect. Didn't really know where to put things. I just kind of threw things on random shelves, didn't really have a theme to it. So I started doing all this probably around November of last year. I just, decided one day I was gonna redo my whole room, and just had to get started. So I'd taken everything out. It's my shelf of Funkos. No shortage of Funkos there. Now just me unhooking everything from the TV stand. I got that TV stand at Walmart, and I love it. I still use it today. And there's Linus there chewing on his bone, keeping me company. I don't mind painting. I find painting is pretty relaxing to do. Setting up the tape is a little bit of a pain. We have really high ceilings in these rooms, so I had to get up on a chair every time I wanted to do the ceiling. So I went with tinfoil gray on 3 of the walls. It's just me trying to get the camera right. So I like the tinfoil gray. We use that in a couple rooms now in our house, and it always turns out really good. Missed a spot. A little bit of touch-ups along the way. So I like to tape everything up. I know some people don't do that, but I like it. It just keeps things perfect for me, because I tend to start rushing things sometimes, and the tape will help you keep things in line. So this is my accent wall that I went with, and remember the color at the beginning of the video where I was at IKEA? I tried to mimic that color. Ended up with bow green, which I had Bear do for me. I think it was... I can't remember where the actual paint color's from, but I had Bear color match it. And yeah, I love it. I love the accent wall in bow green. These blinds I got at IKEA as well. I really like them. I ended up getting 3, 1 for each window, and they lined up perfectly. I had curtains up before, and I never really liked the curtains. And I kind of wanted to have that deep window shelf, to be able to put things on if I ever want to. This is just me trying to figure out how to set up these blinds. I've never done it before. Just looking for Linus's approval. And he approves. So I like how I had each of them as individuals, because that way I can just, if I wanted a little bit of breeze to come into the room, I could just open up one and not have like sunlight coming in, hitting my TV and hitting everything. I could just, you know, open up one. And these are really cheap at IKEA too. I can't remember exactly how much they were, but they weren't expensive at all. Yeah, Linus approves. So my parents were down, and my dad was down there, and he was helping me with my TV here. We're setting up the mount so we can mount the TV on the wall. We've done this a couple times at their house now, so it was pretty much a breeze for us at this point. And like the mount is really cheap. We got it on Amazon. I think I paid $20 for it. So we're just lining everything up, making sure it all looks even. When my dad comes down, I'm pretty much the assistant at this point. You know, he ends up taking over. He knows a lot more than me with a lot of this stuff. So now it's time to start slowly setting everything back up. Got Linus there watching us. And there's my dad there. He's taking down the curtain rods because Christy ended up wanting them for another room. I'm trying to figure out how am I going to set up this TV stand, because now that I have this new setup, you know, I want everything to look perfect. Started off with all the Xboxes on the top, and I was, you know, maybe I'll put all the Xboxes on the top. And for some reason I put the receiver up there. I don't know what I was thinking. Anyways, it's always a work in progress. So at this point, we're wiring up the closet for internet and power. I knew that I always wanted to do a gaming closet, have my PC set up in the closet, just utilizing the space that I have. So this is right underneath the stairs, and luckily the wall to the closet was right underneath the stairs, so we could easily wire it up. And again, my dad is an expert at this stuff, so he pretty much did all the work. I was the assistant. And this is just some of the work in progress and the room coming together. And at this point, I was just looking to see, you know, how is it going to look with a monitor in that closet. It was really hard to figure out how I was going to have that laid out. And for my birthday, Christy, my fiance, she got me a Secret Labs Titan chair. She knew I really wanted it, and she went out and, you know, ended up buying this for me, and I was super grateful. I couldn't wait for it to come in the mail. I set it up immediately, and it's my favorite chair. I love it. So I had the house to myself for about a week, and I decided, you know what, I gotta just pull the trigger on this closet. It was, this is probably around February or so. I'd say January, February. I can't remember the exact timeline of this year. And, you know, I've never done any of this stuff before. I never taken apart a closet, so it was all new to me. I just kind of winged it. So this is just kind of a before of what the closet looked like. I kind of just kept everything. I just kept boxes up there, you know, all my gaming console boxes and things like that. I wish I took a before photo of this closet because it was a mess. Like, it was just, things were just stacked inside of it, not being utilized at all. So yeah, there's me. I'm proud of myself. I took one piece off. Like I said, I didn't know what I was doing. You know, this is all new to me. I just, I'd watch YouTube videos and try to research as much as I can, but it was pretty much just gotta rip it out. Again, something I've never done before. You know, patching up a wall. Might as well start with a closet, you know, where no one's gonna see it, so. I felt like this part took forever. At this point, you kind of just want to have, you know, a working wall so you can start painting. And the spackle, I mean, it left so much dust in the room. I should have taken everything out. I had no idea that it would cause so much dust in the air, and I was vacuuming for days. Well, just here, I'm just looking for some inspiration again for how I'm going to do the closet, because I still really didn't know exactly what I would do. So that's where we wired it up there. You can kind of just see the closet now. It's still coming together there, but there's no more shelves, nothing like that. You can finally start seeing how I'm going to have this thing laid out. There's my pups there, just staying patient, waiting for me to finish this project. So now it's time to paint the room, or paint the closet, sorry. And I decided to go with the bow green that I used on the accent wall for the closet as well. So I'm just prepping everything up. I like to make sure everything's taped up and I'm not going to get anything messy. Now it's time to get started on the paint. As I said, I did majority of this over the span of, I think, of a week. I just come home from work and just get started on it and work on it. Little bits at a time. It felt good to get at this part of the project because, that way I can finally start seeing it all come together. So yeah, I remember this closet took a lot of coats. You know, I don't know if I was just being a little bit scarce on the amount of paint I was putting on the roller or what, but it ended up taking, you know, multiple coats to do. You can even see after the third coat there, I still can see some coming through. So I'm giving it one last coat here. So 4 coats later, it's looking great. So here's me just trying to figure out how am I going to set up this room. You know, I have the piece of tape there that shows where I'm going to put the desk. I have some of the things that I bought from IKEA, and I finally bought my desk. It was just a piece of press board pretty much from Home Depot. I had them cut it to length and width, brought it home, and decided to stain it. Staining is something I was new at this point too. I only ever did our kitchen table, which, you know, ended up turning out great, but it was the only thing I've ever stained. So this is really only my second thing I ever stained. I was happy with the turnout. And I think the wood only cost me like maybe 20 bucks. And the stain was leftover stain that we had from the kitchen table. And I bought the legs from IKEA. And again, they were pretty cheap. So the legs kind of give it the illusion that it's you know, it's attached to the wall, but it's really not. Only in the middle it's attached to the wall. And again, my dad was down to help me, so he wanted to get involved there. And we're putting the mount on the ultra wide there, and that looks great. I love the ultra wide in the closet. And again, we wanted to change out the light fixtures, so my dad was down and he helped me with that as well. You know, he loves doing the electrical stuff, and I don't like to do it, so he loved it. And this is, you know, once I got the first night I had everything set up, I got, you know, I was looking around and I noticed that we had one little spot that we hit the wall on, but that's okay because I covered it up with a poster. And this is just a little bit of a before picture of what the room looked like, and after there. So, like I said, I will be doing a gaming room tour of 2019 and showing what everything looks like in this room. And thanks for watching.